What's up, ladies and gentlemen? This is Brian Pfeiffer, and today we're going to talk about lifelong learning.
Audio Jungle. Audio Jungle.
All right, welcome back. So I wanted to do a video today. I saw a couple other YouTubers that I follow, and their videos kind of inspired me to do this video because I'm kind of going into my slower months now for the VIP hosting company, so it's the last quarter. And ironically, I feel like stressed out and busier than ever because of the fact that I know that my time that I'm able to work on some of these projects that I've had in the hopper for 2018 is limited. So I have basically maybe 4 months to really get some of these things down and get them up and running. One being the Amazon business that I'm working on. Another being the, improving my YouTube channel and my setup, my video, improving my photography skills, video skills, hopefully learning Premiere, potentially learning Photoshop if I have time. And all these things take time. They take a lot of time. And, I've been getting stressed out working like crazy hours, 13 to 15 hours a day. Generally, even while I'm at the gym, I'm trying to catch up on YouTube or listen to read a book or audio book or whatever. And, the reason why I'm trying to do this is because I know that when I get into my busy season, I'm not going to have time to do this stuff or really take on any of these, longer term type projects. I need to be I need to be a master at Amazon FBA by the time I get busy again, so I can continue that business. I need to be really good at, Adobe Premiere, so when I go to edit videos, I don't have to sit there and watch videos in order to learn how to do things. I need to be able to do it myself without even thinking about it. Over the last year, I've gotten a lot better with Camtasia. That's what I'm using now, and shooting video, talking on video, and I'm comfortable, editing a video now, and I can do it fairly quickly because I'm better at it. Okay, and that's kind of why I wanted to go into this, video today and talk to you guys more about, give you guys a couple examples of things that hopefully you can, drill in your head and give you guys a couple stories that you can remember and pay attention to and think about, when you're sitting around on a, Sunday afternoon, screwing off with your buddies or, playing, Fortnite or, any other things that, have to do with basically, passing time when you could be, learning a skill and getting better at, things that can actually make you money and actually make you prosperous into the 2019 and beyond. So one of the stories I wanted to give was my website here. I built a website called surrealnightlife.com, and that's been my name and brand since, I don't know, probably 2002. We came up with this, so I got the Chicago and Las Vegas section. And I remember when I was building this thing, it was funny because I had a guy that was kind of running my Chicago department, and I was like, bro, like I got to build out this Vegas side, which is a lot bigger than the Chicago side. I asked for his help to build out the Chicago side. And, he was kind of hemming and hawing, oh man, when am I going to get paid for it and this and that. I said, listen, bro, this isn't something that you get paid for. It's something you put the work in now and that pays you dividends for years to come. Okay. And he couldn't grasp that concept. He was simply trying to figure out how, he could make money or profit off this. Notice my pop-up just came off. That's a lead magnet that I'd put together and whatnot. So, and I built this site. Ultimately, I've made a few changes to it, but the designs kind of stayed the same. We've ultimately got out of WordPress and we built it. I had my new developer build this into HTML5, so it's hand-coded now, and it's a lot faster, and it's actually doing pretty well. He's been doing some SEO on it. We've been putting some articles up. We're actually working on a forum right now to get that going. But I wanted to give you guys kind of an example of, something that you can remember here. Okay, let's take a look at let's go back to the last year. Okay, this is back in October. Okay, basically ghost town. Okay, no traffic. Okay, ghost town city. And this is surrealnightlife.com here. Okay, this is the website we're looking at right here. Okay, and notice here, ghost town, October 3rd, nothing. It's just a dead site. So we built we hand coded the site into HTML5, made it faster, made it Google friendly. We started putting some articles up, improving some of the content, and look what's been happening magically. Okay, over the last, it's not magic, it's actual work, but magically over the last 6 months, we've been really growing. Okay, in fact, in July we kind of had like this hockey stick, I like to call it. That's like a hockey stick. This is the shaft, and this is the actual, the part that hits the puck. So this is like a hockey stick of traffic. Okay, we went from doing like under 1,000 a month to now over almost 4,000 a month visitors. Okay, and that's incredible. Okay, that's a huge difference. That's 4 times the amount of traffic, and it came fast, and it's been coming heavy, and it's been staying consistent. Now I did have a little bit of an issue this week with some of the copy that, and this is part of my story I wanted to talk to you guys about. So ultimately, I didn't have enough time to, this guy in Chicago, he did some work on the site, and it was like half-ass. Okay, it was garbage, and I went and I said, listen, bro, like, this is something that we're going to put up and represent our brand for, months, years, whatever, and it's got to be perfect. I don't want like junk. Okay, I spent like over 20 grand on the site and building out the WordPress and all that stuff at the time. I didn't know any better, and I spent a bunch of money on it, and he just did a crappy job. So then ultimately what I had to do is I hired a kid that was helping, going to help me. And then what he ultimately ended up doing, I said, listen, I need you to write some copy. I need you to edit some videos. And I taught him how to do everything, and I showed him exactly how I wanted it. And of course, he's making whatever, I'm paying him per hour, and he does a crappy job. Okay. And I noticed some of his work was kind of sloppy. And then ultimately he had copied some stuff off another website in Las Vegas out here. And that website recently, as we started getting more traffic and started like coming up into the ranks, recently slapped us with a Google penalty for copyright infringement. Okay, so because I didn't do it myself, and I wasn't able to hire the people that are good enough quality to do it right, I ended up I'm paying a price for it right now. Okay, so. And now that guy in Chicago, I've been sending this other guy the leads that are coming off the site, and I started sending him some too, and he just hasn't been able to monetize them. I'm still trying to figure out exactly what I'm going to do with these leads coming in for Chicago, to be honest with you. But the Vegas leads, obviously, my team out here and myself handle, and we know how to monetize those. But ironically, the site's doing well, and a couple things that are that I had to deal with was that kid copying the stuff. You pay someone to do it, and then you expect them to do it right, and they don't. And it's annoying. It's like late. I'm finally getting some traction on this site. It's doing well. I'm getting some decent leads coming in on a regular basis, and then I get that Google penalty. So we rewrote all the copy, and that's up now, and we're waiting on Google to kind of get us off their list or whatever they want to call it, the in trouble list. We're trying to get off that list, but as soon as we get off that list, then we should be able to continue to grow this thing. We're going to get the forum going and whatnot. But this is one of the things I want to talk to you guys about, is like putting in the work and learning the stuff that is going to take you to the next year and beyond. Okay, because this wasn't like overnight. I mean, I started on this project probably 2 years prior, and then for a year we didn't really get anywhere, and then all of a sudden we started really gaining some traction. Okay. So you got to put in the work, is what I'm saying. You got to take the time to learn how to do the SEO. If you can't pay someone to do it, and you don't trust the people to write your copy, you can't have a guy in the Philippines or India write your copy and broken English and expect that to do well in Google. Google's smarter than that these days. You got to actually put out good copy. You got to spend the time writing good copy, or having a really good writer write the copy, and that's going to cost you some money. It's not going to be free. Okay, so I'm trying to teach you guys all this right now, because most people just want to press the easy button. Most people just want to get paid $10 an hour and go on and play Fortnite or whatever they do, and watch TV, go to a movie. But that's not how you're going to move ahead in this business, and it's not how you're going to have a long-term company that's going to be around 5 years from now. Okay, it's just not going to happen. So that's part of the video today I want to talk to you guys about. The other part is obviously the learning part of this. Okay, this learning how to do the SEO and write the content and copyright, and messing around with the paid ads and all that stuff. That stuff takes time, and it's not easy to learn. It doesn't take like 5 minutes. You don't just log in and you're an expert. You got to sit there and play with things. You got to split test. I'm actually working on some landing pages tonight, and I'm going to be split testing some stuff and running some low dollar traffic to it, just to see which one's converting better. And I'll make a video on that and show you guys. But all this stuff wasn't stuff that I picked up in like one day. I didn't just read an article or watch a video and learn how to do this. You got to actually do the work, which takes time. So what I'm trying to say is, the time you have right now, if you're in a slower season like I am, or if your weekends are free, you need to be spending that time learning this stuff and actually taking action. Watching videos and, going through courses is fine, but you need to take action on those courses. If you don't take any action, then you're never going to learn this stuff, okay? So that's the story I wanted to talk to you guys about today. The other one was kind of like the lifelong lesson of learning, okay? As smart as I am right now and as much knowledge as I have, now I'm still not an expert on a number of things. I do know paid traffic pretty well. I do know some SEO. I do know some video, but I can always improve, okay? I know that I'm not the best. If I was the best, I'd be a multimillionaire right now with, jets and stuff, and I'm not Frank Kern, that's for sure. So I'm constantly learning. I'm constantly reading stuff. I'm trying to find, courses that I think could benefit me, and I'll still buy courses. I have no problem buying courses. In fact, this year I've probably spent about $10,000 just on courses, on stuff that I feel like will benefit me and my business. I just bought one the other day. It was like $97 or $297, $197 I think it was, and it was it's a course on how to write copy for emails better and the psychology behind it. And it was suggested to me by one of the guys I follow on YouTube. And, just based on what I could tell, I think it's going to benefit me. So I'm getting ready to do a lot more emailing and stuff. And I said, you know what? It doesn't look like it's too long of a course, but it's got some psychology behind it, which I really like to understand what people think when they're, reading stuff. And I feel like it's going to be a good course for me. So $197, it was worth it for me. I bought it. I haven't gone through it yet, but I will. And, hopefully you guys will start to see some of these emails and whatnot, and they'll be quality emails and useful. And another thing I was going to talk about too is, these interfaces of these companies. Every one of these companies, like here's Facebook, okay? And you can see I'm running some Halloween ads right now for my Halloween event. I'm getting about 0.2 cents for post engagement. And ironically, I was just doing some simple analytics. I got Google Analytics set up, and I was looking at the audience. This is the Haunted Halloween Ball website. And I noticed that most of my traffic is 45% of it's coming over 45%, 49%, 50%. 25 to 34. That seems like the age range of the people that are interested in this event. So, obviously I set up an ad set here with, this one's like 21 plus, and then another one that actually goes to 21 to 24, and then another one 24 to 35. And I was just taking a look today. I'm not running big dollars on this. I'm only running $10 a day, just for now until we ramp up a little more. But I'm getting, 2 cents on the post engagement, and I noticed my link clicks here are a lot higher for the 24 to 35. Okay, so that should tell you something. So 24 to 35. Now I'm getting some action on the 21, and I'm only paying 0.2 cents for the post engagement. So I'm okay with spending that. But I think if I'm going to scale this one and start raising my budgets, I'm going to scale this ad set. Okay, but the funny thing about Facebook is I have media buyers. I have 4 media buyers that are working for me right now. I don't go in and run a ton of traffic myself. I do some. For my own events and whatnot, and here and there I'll play around and run a campaign, but I'm not doing it every day in and day out. I run multiple companies and I got a lot of stuff going on, and I don't have time to sit down and media buy all day long. But I have media buyers that do, and I can help them, and I show them some of the stuff that I've done in the past, and they take my tips and whatnot and increase campaigns, and we start making money together. So the thing with Facebook is, there used to be a power editor. Okay, if you guys remember the power editor, I used to know how to use the power editor, and now they got rid of that. Now it's all kind of in one interface. And one of the guys on YouTube that I follow, he was saying he went into Ahrefs, which is a SEO tool, and they completely changed the interface on that. Okay, so what I'm trying to get at is these lifelong lessons is even these tools that you get good at. Say you go for 4 or 5 months of not using something like Facebook, or 4 or 5 months of not using Ahrefs in the other example. And you go in to log in, and the whole interface has changed, okay? So basically, you're starting from scratch. You're like a newbie again. Because, you literally do not know where this button is and that button is, and you're you might understand the whole concept of what it's trying to do, but the interface has completely changed. So, in entrepreneurship and the world we're in, guys, you literally, if you're watching this today, you're signing up for a lifelong college, okay? This is not something that you're going to pick up in 6 months or a year and be good at everything. You're gonna have to constantly spend your free time and your weekends and occasionally your weekdays after work. You're gonna have to constantly stay up on learning this stuff, okay? Because if you don't, what's gonna happen is you're just gonna fall behind, because every time you turn around, a new interface is gonna come out, a new software is gonna come out. The tactics on Facebook that we were using 6 months ago have changed. So like everything is a constantly evolving it's like an evolving puzzle. Okay, you're never going to be able to stop that spinning of that puzzle, but you can always put a piece in here, a piece there, and kind of put it together. But like the pieces are going to fall out, and you got to put new pieces back in. So, as a entrepreneur in the world of internet marketing, you will have to continually learn and continually educate yourself and get better at doing the things that you do in this business. So that's a lesson for today, guys. I hopefully you got something out of like the story about the guy that I hired to help me with the website, and the guy that obviously wanted to get paid for his time, but ultimately didn't get any benefit down the road because he didn't do a good job. Now the last final thing I wanted to mention was I have a couple of friends here in Vegas, girls, and both of them are in their upper 30s, and neither of them have like anything worthwhile aside from their daily job. But every week and every paycheck, they're literally paycheck to paycheck. So I look at these girls and I'm just like, man, you guys have no skills. I could go around right now, and if I wanted to get out of the VIP hosting company, sell the business, and get into like a digital marketing type of role somewhere at like an ad agency or a company, I have enough skills that I could do that, and I'll be valuable to just about any company out there because of the skills that I have. Okay, and these girls, okay, for lack of a better word, one of them's a stripper and the other one works in the medical field, and unfortunately, they don't have any like skills that are like worth anything in today's like economy aside from like their looks, unfortunately. And the funny thing is, man, like they literally cannot even pay their rent. They're struggling to pay their rent, and they have no money for like food and gas. And it's like, man, like what are you guys doing to like get out of this rut? You're 39, 38 years old, and like where are you going to be in like 5 years from now, 10 years from now? Like, are you at least trying to like get a career or do something that like is going to get you out of this rut? Because I mean, at some point you're just going to like not be able to, you're not going to be as good looking in 10 years from now as you are. Number one, you probably won't have the body that you have in 10 years from now that you have now. And there's a pretty good chance like you're not going to want to work as hard in 10 years from now that you're working now. It's like, what are you going to do in the next 10 years of your life to put yourself in a situation where you're, say, 50 years old and you actually have like a career or a skill that you can fall back on to make money? And I hope you guys watching this can take this story and put it into perspective. Probably you guys are younger than me. I'm 45, but if you're in your 20s or even in your 30s, or maybe you're in your 40s, you still got enough time that you can spend the next like 2, 3, 4 years of your life learning how to affiliate market, learning how to buy traffic, learning how to do Amazon FBA, learning how to write copy, learning how to build websites. Those type of things are all skills that you can take with you into the next generation, which is going to be 2022 and beyond. Things are going to change. Obviously, we know the technology is advancing, but you'll have the base to learn the new skills quicker. Okay, so hopefully you guys got something out of today. And if you could like this video, I'd appreciate it. And go ahead and leave me a comment below and let me know what you're working on in the last quarter of 2018. If you could go ahead and like this video, I'd appreciate it. And if you're new here, go ahead and subscribe to this channel and bang that notifications bell. I'm the Marketing Meathead. I teach entrepreneurs how to make money online. We'll talk to you guys later.